Hungarian national team has a strong place in the history of football, or soccer if you will. They're one of the greatest national teams ever, and even though Brazil is often considered one of the greatest, one must not forget about Hungary. Hungary's had a national team for about 100 years, and their team in the 50s is considered one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest. Nicknamed the Magical Magyars, they went 32 matches unbeaten, or 4 years unbeaten. They went through the glory years and accomplished many things, including being the first European mainland national team to beat England. They gave England their heaviest defeat, and they were the first non-South American team to beat Uruguay. However, once the Hungarian Revolution erupted, the Magical Magyars then faded in history. Now that you know that my topic is the Magical Magyars, let's look at how the Hungarians rose to prominence. According to David Goldblatt, in his book, The Ball is Round, A Global History of Soccer, Gustav Siebes, the manager, created a 4-2-4 formation. 4 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 4 forwards. And basically they would switch positions often, confusing the opposition. No one had ever done this at this time, and they were basically the prelude to what would become known as the Dutch would create a system called total football. Like also, according to David Goldblatt in his book, most of the players knew each other. They played for either MTK Budapest or Budapest Honved. And in an article by Brian Aubrey entitled Ferenc Puskás was the captain of the team, the heart and soul, a goal-scoring machine, and could do magical things with the ball. And also, according to David Goldblatt in his previously cited book, a lot of the players pioneered the position. A player like Joseph Bosic pioneered the side midfield position, and Nenner Hidekuti was basically equivalent to the modern-day playmaker. And Sandor Kocsis, along with Ferenc Puskás, were basically goal-scoring machines. According to Clara Jamic and Taylor P. Rogan, now that you know the Hungarians rose to prominence, let's look at their golden years. According to Clara Jamic and Taylor P. Rogan in their book Puskás on Puskás, Life and Times of a Footballing Legend, the Hungarians won the gold medal at the 1952 Summer Olympics in Helsinki, outscoring their opponents 20-2. And Goldblatt also states in his book that Hungary won won the Central European International Cup. It took 5 years to win this tournament, and they accumulated more points than Austria, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia. Then, according to David Goldblatt, in 1953, England versus Hungary was named the match of the century. Hungary ended up winning 6-3, outshooting England 35-5. And according to Claire Jamic and Taylor P. Rogan, Brian Robson, an English player, said this after the game. That game alone changed our thinking. We thought we would demolish this team. England at Wembley, we are the masters, they are the pupils. But it was the other way around. And according to Goldblatt, a few months later, in 1954, Hungary beat England again, 7-1. And this record still stands as England's heaviest defeat. Then Hungary were in the 1954 FIFA World Cup in Switzerland. According to Clara Jamic and Taylor P. Rogan in their book Puskás on Puskás, The Life and Times of a Footballing Legend, they stormed through the group stages, being South Korea 9-0, West Germany 8-3. And also, according to Goldblatt, the next round started and Hungary played Brazil. They beat Brazil. However, it was nicknamed the Battle of Bern because the game was very physical, and the Brazil fans stormed the pitch after Brazil had lost. Then Hungary beat Uruguay 4-2 in extra time the next game, advanced to the final. Then Hungary lost to West Germany 3-2, and according to David Goldblatt, this was nicknamed the Miracle of Bern. Now that you know the Magical Magyars' glory years, let's see how tragedy befell them. According to Ferenc Puskás, in his biography, Ferenc Puskás, Captain of Hungary, Budapest Honved played in the European Cup, and they played Atletico Bilbao. They lost the first leg 3-2. However, the return leg could not be played in Hungary because of the Hungarian Revolution, so they played it in Belgium. Unfortunately, it was a tie, 3-3. So on aggregate, Atletico Bilbao won 6-5. So a lot of the players stayed in limbo there in Belgium, and they called for their families to come over, according to David Goldblatt. And so a lot of them However, FIFA and the Hungarian football authorities did not like this. Then, according to Puskas in his biography, a lot of the players who Honved then traveled around the world, going to Italy, Portugal, Spain, and Brazil. And then when they returned, a lot of their players went their separate ways. Joseph Bosic, for instance, stayed in Hungary, while Ferenc Puskás, his own Seaborn center coaches when he played for Western European clubs. The golden years were over. And according to Martin Cloak, he said that modern game owes so much to the Hungarian national team of the 50s. The Hungarians rose to the highest peak of football and enjoyed great success in the golden years. Unfortunately, unforeseen tragedy caused the ruin of the magical Magyars and would only live on as a memory. The team had several footballing legends and revolutionized the game of football. They never won a World Cup, but that won't stop them from being nicknamed one of the greatest teams to ever grace the pitch. And even though most of them are gone, the magical Magyars will never be forgotten.